Okay, so once again, for our subject today, it is mathematics. And we're going to continue our topic last meeting, which is subtraction. Okay, so last meeting, we have learned about subtraction without regrouping. And for today, our topic is subtraction with regrouping. Okay, so we're going to start with our vocabularies for today. So our vocabularies for today, we have number 1, subtraction. Number 2, we have the word regrouping. And number 3, we have the word difference. Number 4, we have the minuend. Number 5, we have the word subtrahend. Okay, and number 6, we have the word borrow. Number 7, we have the word carry. Okay, so these are our vocabularies for today that we're going to use in our discussion for today. So we have subtraction, regrouping, difference, minuend, subtrahend, borrow, and carry. Okay, so we're going to move on with our topic, which is about subtraction with regrouping. Okay, so we will start with subtraction using the place value. Okay, so we're going to subtract using the place value of the digits, which are ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s. Okay, so let's start with exercise or example number 1. Okay, so we have here subtraction using the place value table. Okay, so we have example number 1. What is the difference between 3,425 and 1,239? So it is asking for the difference or the answer for 3,425 minus 1,239. So we're going to start with the ones place. Okay, so let's subtract first the ones place. So we have the minuend and the subtrahend. Okay, as you can see in the, as we can see here, the minuend is smaller digit than the subtrahend. So what we're going to do is we're going to borrow. We're going to regroup these numbers. Okay, so we have here, we're going to borrow from this number 2 in the tens place. So this will become 1 and 5, it will become 15. Okay, so 15 minus 9 is equal to 6. Okay, so we have 6 and, okay, again, in the tens place, 1 is smaller than 3. So what we're going to do, we're going to borrow again from number 4. Okay, so we're going to borrow. This will become 3 and 1, it will become 11. Okay, so 11 minus 3 is equal to 8. Okay, and okay, so in the minuend, it is 3 in the hundreds place, and in the subtrahend, it is 2. So we can subtract these 2 digits. Okay, so there's no need to borrow from the thousands place. So 3 minus 2 is equal to 1, and 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So the difference of 3,425 minus 1,229, it is equal to 2,186. Okay, so that's how we're going to do on how to subtract with regrouping. So we're going to borrow from the numbers, okay? So let's proceed to the next one, which is subtraction in expanded form. So we're going to subtract in expanded form. We're going to write the expanded form of each number. Okay, so let's go with example number 2. Okay, subtract 16,314 from 22,520. So we're going to subtract these two numbers. Okay, so the bigger number is 22,520. Okay, and the smaller number is 16,314. So we're going to start with the bigger number in the minuend. Okay, so in the minuend, we have 22,520. The expanded form is 20,000 plus 2,000 plus 500 plus 20 plus 0. Okay, and for the subtrahend, we're going to subtract 16,314. So the expanded form is 10,000 plus 6,000 plus 300 plus 10 plus 4. So what is the difference of these two numbers? Okay, so we're going to start with the ones place. So as we can see here, 0 is smaller than 4. So what we're going to do, we're going to borrow to 20. We're going to borrow 10. So this will become 10 and 0, it will become 10. So let's subtract. 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. 10 minus 10 is equal to 0. Okay, so in hundreds place, 500 minus 300, we can subtract them together. So 500 minus 300 is equal to 200. Okay, in the thousands place, we can see here 2,000 is smaller than 6,000. So we're going to borrow from 20,000. So 20,000, it will become 10,000, and 2,000, it will become 12,000. So that we can subtract them together. So 12,000 minus 6,000 is equal to 6,000, and 10,000 minus 10,000 is equal to 0. So we're going to add the answers together to get the difference of these numbers. So 0 plus 6,000 is equal to 6,000, and 6,000 plus 200 is equal to 6,200. 6,200 minus plus 0 is equal to 6,200, and 6,200 plus 6 is equal to 6,206. So the difference between 22,520 minus 16,314 is equal to 6,206. Okay, so that's how we're going to do this expanded form, okay, with regrouping. So let's proceed to our activity for today. Okay, so this is on page 99 of your workbook. Okay, so on page 99, we have the activity do and learn, and we're going to subtract. Okay, so let's start with letter A. Okay, so letter A, we have the numbers 4,316 and minus 145. So we're going to start with the place value. Okay, so in the ones place, 6 minus 5 is equal to 1. Okay, and here in the tens place, 1 minus 4, we cannot subtract them together. So we're going to borrow from 3. So 3 will become 2 and 1 will become 11. So 11 minus 4 is equal to 7. 2 minus 1 is equal to 1 and bring down 4. So the answer in letter A is 4,171. Okay. Next is in letter B. Okay, letter B, we have number 6,725 minus 3,346. Okay, so let's start in the ones place. In the ones place, 5 is smaller than 6, so we cannot subtract them. So we need to borrow from 2. So 2 will become 1 and 5 will become 15. So 15 minus 6 is equal to 9. And 2, it will become 11. 11 minus 4, it will become 7. So we had borrowed from 7. So 7 becomes 6 and 1 became 11. So 6 minus 3 is equal to 3 and 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. So the answer for letter B is 3,379. Okay, so let's proceed to letter C. We have 8,134 minus 4,037. So let's start with the ones place. Okay, in the ones place, the minuend is smaller than the subtrahend. So we're going to borrow from 3. Okay, so 4 will become 14. So 14 minus 7 is equal to 7. 3 will become 2. Okay, so we had borrowed from 1. So 1 becomes 0 and 2 will become 12. So 12 minus 3 is equal to 9 and 0 minus 0 is 0. 8 minus 4 is 4. So the answer for letter C is 4,097. Okay, so for letter D, we have here numbers 85,421 minus 2,815. Okay, so we can see here that in the minuend, in the minuend, 1 is smaller than 5, so we have to borrow from 2. So 2 will become 1 and 1 will become 11 so that we can subtract from 5. Okay. So we have here 11 minus 5 is equal to 6. 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. And in the hundreds place, 4 is smaller than 8. So we have to borrow from 5. So 5 will become 4 and 4 will become 14. Okay, so 14 minus 8 is equal to 6 and 4 minus 2 is equal to 2 and bring down 8. So the answer here is 82,606. That is for letter D. Okay, so next is letter E. So we will start subtracting. So the numbers are 61,008 minus 32,406. Okay, so 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay, so in this one, the minuend is 0 and the subtrahend is 4. So subtrahend is bigger than 0. So we have to borrow from 1. So 1 will become 0 and 0 will become 10. So 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. And 1 became 0. So we had to borrow from 6. So 6 become 5 and 0 become 10. Okay, so 10 minus 2 is equal to 8 and 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So the answer in letter E is 28,602. Okay, so that is for our activity and do and learn. Okay, so if you are finished, let's proceed to your activity on page 100. Okay, so on page 100, we have exercise number 1. Okay, on exercise number 1, we have letter A. We have number 4,885 minus 637. So we can see again in the ones place, 5 is smaller than 7. So we have to borrow from 8. So 8 becomes 7 and 5 become 15. So we can subtract. So the answer here is 15 minus 7 is 8. 7 minus 3 is 4. 8 minus 6 is 2 and bring down 4. So the answer here is 4,248. Okay, so that is for letter A. Letter B, we have numbers 7,404 minus 1,321. So from the ones place, 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. Okay. In the tens place, okay, we have here 0, which is smaller than 2. So we have to borrow from 4. So 4 becomes 3 and 0 becomes 10. So that we can subtract the minuend in the subtrahend. So let's start from the ones place. 4 minus 3 is 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. 10 minus 2 is 8. 3 minus 3 is 0. 7 minus 1 is 6. So the answer in letter B is 6,083. Okay, so let's proceed to letter C. Okay, we have numbers 6,675 minus 2,736. So from the ones place, 5 is smaller than 6. So we have to borrow from 7. So 7 becomes 6 and 5 becomes 15. So that we can subtract to the subtrahend. Okay, and in here, 6 is smaller than 7. So we have to borrow from 6. So 6 becomes 5 and 6 becomes 16. So let's subtract. 15 minus 6 is equal to 9. 6 minus 3 is 3. 16 minus 7 is 9 and 5 minus 2 is 3. So the answer in letter C is 3,939. Okay, so let's proceed to letter D. On letter D, we have numbers 8,015 minus 5,527. So again, the minuend is smaller, so we have to borrow from 1. So 1 becomes 0, 5 becomes 15. Okay, 0 is smaller than 5, so we have to borrow from. So the answer here, let's subtract. 15 minus 7 is 9. 10 minus 8, 2 is 8. 10 minus 5 is 5. And 7 minus 2 is 2. Okay, so the answer in letter D is 2,589. Okay, next, let's proceed to letter E. Okay, so we have numbers 6,522 minus 3,564. So what is the answer? So we're going to write the numbers first. So we have 6,522 minus 3,564. Okay, so we will start subtracting from the ones place. So we can see that 2 is smaller than 4. So we have to borrow from 2. So this will become 1 and 2 will become 12. Okay, and 12 minus 4 is equal to 8. Okay, so 1 is smaller than 6. So we have to borrow from 4. From 5. So 5 becomes 4 and 1 becomes 11. So 11 minus 6 is 5 and 4 is smaller than 5, so we have to borrow from 6. So 6 will become 5 and 4 becomes 14. So 14 minus 5 is equal to 9 and 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So the answer in letter E is 2,958. Okay, so next one is in letter F. We have numbers 8,004 minus 4,236. So let's write 8,004 minus 4,236. So again, start subtracting from ones place. So 4 is smaller, so we have to borrow again. So 0 becomes 9. And this one becomes 14. Okay, so from 0, we have to borrow from here. So we have here 7, 9, 9, 14. Okay, so 14 minus 6 is equal to 8. 9 minus 6 is equal to 9 minus 3 is equal to 6, and 9 minus 2 is equal to 7, and 7 minus 4 is 3. Okay, so the answer here is 3,768. Okay, so next is in letter G. So we have the numbers 5,420 minus 783. So let's write the numbers. 5,420 minus 783. Okay, so let's subtract again, starting from the ones place. So 0 is smaller than 3, so we have to borrow from 2. So 2 becomes 1 and 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. Okay, 1 is smaller than 8, so we have to borrow from 4. 4 becomes 3 and 1 becomes 11. 11 minus 8 is equal to 3. And 3 is smaller than 7, so we have to borrow from 5. So 5 becomes 4 and 3 becomes 13. So 13 minus 7 is equal to 6 and 4 bring down 4. So the answer here is 4,637. Okay, and for the last letter, we have 7,225 minus 6,114. So let's write the numbers. We have 7,225 minus 6,147. So let's start subtracting again from the ones place. So 5 is smaller, so we have to borrow from 2. So 2 becomes 1 and 5 becomes 15. So 15 minus 7 is equal to 8. 1 is smaller than 4, so we have to borrow from 2. So 2 becomes 1 and 1 becomes 11. 11 minus 4 is equal to 7 and 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. 7 minus 6 is equal to 1. So the answer here in letter H is 1,078. So let's proceed to the next activity on page 101. Okay, so in 101, we have exercise number 2. So the instruction says subtract the numbers in expanded form. So we're going to write the expanded form of each numbers. Okay, so we have letter A, 25,637 minus 5,645. So we're going to write the expanded form of each number. So we have, 20,000 plus 5,000 plus 600 plus 30 plus 7 minus 5,000 plus 600 plus 40 plus 5. Okay, so this is the expanded form of each number. So starting, we're going to subtract. Okay, so we're going to start subtracting from the ones place. So 7 minus 5 is equal to 2. Okay, so as we can see here, 30 is smaller than 40. So we're going to borrow from 600. So we're going to borrow 100 from 600. So 600 will become 500 and 30 will become 130. So 130 minus 40 is equal to 90. And 500 is smaller to 600. So we have to borrow 1,000 from 5,000. So 5,000 will become 4,000 and 500 will become 1,500. So 1,500 minus 600 is equal to 900 and 4,000 is smaller to 5,000. So we have to borrow 10,000 from 20,000. So 20,000 will become 10,000 and 4,000 will become 14,000. Okay, so 14,000 minus 5,000, it is equal to 9,000 and 10,000 minus 0 is 10,000 or just bring down 10,000. So next step is we're going to add these answers. 10,000 plus 9,000 plus 900 plus 90 plus 1 is equal to 19,991. So the answer for 25,637 minus 5,645 is 19,991. Okay, so that is for letter A. Okay, so for letter B, we have numbers 41,839 minus 13,706. So what is the difference? So let's write the expanded form. We have 40,000 plus 1,000 plus 800 plus 30 plus 9. And for 13,706, the expanded form is 10,000 plus 3,000 plus 300 plus 0 plus 6. So we're going to start subtracting from the ones place. So 9 minus 6 is 3. 30 minus 0 is 30. 800 minus 700 is 100. And in the thousands place, 1,000 is smaller than 3,000. So we have to borrow from 40,000. So we have to borrow 10,000. So 1,000 will become 11,000 so that we can subtract to 3,000. Okay, so 11,000 minus 3,000 is equal to 8,000. And 30,000 minus 10,000 is equal to 20,000. So the next step, we're going to add the answers together. So 20,000 plus 8,000 plus 100 plus 30 plus 3 is equal to 28,133. So the difference between 41,839 and 13,706 is 28,133. And for letter C, we have 38,291 minus 20,803. So first, let's write the expanded form for these numbers. Okay, so we have 30,000 plus 8,000 plus 200 plus 90 plus 1 minus 20,800. The expanded form is 20,000 plus 0 plus 800 plus 0 plus 3. Okay, so we have, okay, so 1 is smaller than 3, so 1 becomes 10 because we borrowed 10 from 90. So 90 becomes 80 and 1 becomes 10. So 10 minus 3 is 7. 80 minus 0 is 80. And for the hundreds place, 200 is smaller than 800. So we have to borrow 1,000 from 8,000. So 8,000 becomes 7,000 and 200 becomes 1,200. So 1,200 minus 800 is equal to 400 and 7,000 minus 0 is 7,000 and 30,000 minus 20,000 is 10,000. So let's add the answers together. 10,000 plus 7,000 plus 400 plus 80 plus 7 is equal to 17,487. So the answer for letter C is 38,221 minus 20,803 is equal to 17,487. Okay, so let's proceed to the next letter. We have 66,114 minus 40,228. So what is the difference between these numbers? So let's write first the expanded form of these numbers. So we have 60,000 plus 6,000 plus 100 plus 10 plus 4 minus 40,000 plus 0 plus 200 plus 20 plus 8. So we're going to subtract again, starting from the ones place. So 4 is smaller than 8. So we have to borrow 10 from 10. So 10 becomes 0. So 4 becomes 14. 14 minus 8 is 6 and 0 is smaller than 20. So we have to borrow 100 from 100. So 0 becomes 100 and 100 minus 20 is equal to 80 and 0 is smaller than 200. So we have to borrow 1,000 from 6,000. So 6,000 becomes 5,000 and 0 becomes 1,000. So 1,000 minus 200 is equal to 800 and 5,000 minus 0 is equal to 5,000. 60,000 minus 40,000 is 20,000. So next step, we're going to add the answers together. So we have 20,000 plus 5,000 plus 800 plus 80 plus 6 is equal to 25,886. So the difference between 66,114 minus 40,228 is 25,886. Okay. So this is how you're going to do activity 2. Okay. Exercise number 2 because the instruction is in expanded form. For the next activity on page 102, okay, it will be your homework, okay? Page 102, it will be your homework. Okay, so for today, we have finished our activity from our topic, subtracting with regrouping or subtraction with regrouping. So our activity was on pages 99, 100, and 101. And for your homework, it will be on page 102. Okay, so thank you, students, for joining teacher today. See you on Friday. We will continue on our activity on Friday. Okay, so have a nice day, everyone. Stay healthy and stay safe.
Goodbye.
Okay, so bye-bye.
Goodbye.